Hey everyone! This is the town of Brilliant Isles, uploaded by Mindeman to our discourse. Isn't it pretty? It's got this lovely bridge, these sunken pastures, these really period-appropriate two-story houses, and this big empty T-shaped hole on an island. Except it's not really empty, is it? Yup, that's a castle. I wanted to show you Mindeman's save today because it has inspired at least 5 huge building bug fixes over the past couple weeks. When the team first loaded the save, we noticed that Hearthlings didn't even know how to start building the castle. This turned out to be because of the building dependency issue that Chris discovered and described in the Desktop Tuesday from 2 weeks ago. After Chris checked in that fix, Hearthlings could at least start mining out the ground where the foundation of the castle ought to go, but the mining was going excruciatingly slowly. Hearthlings would dig one block and stop for a long time before digging the second block. Yang took a look at this and discovered that it had to do with physics. Stonehearth's world is divided up into tile regions, which are these squares. Whenever a block is dug out of the world, every entity in a tile region checks if it should fall in response to that mining action. The problem is that this physics check was even on these ghost walls and columns, of which there's about 4,000, since this castle is really tall. To fix this, Yang removed physics from all entities and put it back only on objects that should fall, like placed items. This has made digging at the foundation much faster. To further enhance Yang's fix, Tony realized that since the floor in a building is considered one object, the mining region for the foundation is one giant object that spans multiple tile regions. So when a Hearthling dug out a block, not only entities in that tile region were updating, but all the entities in all the affected tile regions. Though the merged floors make sense from a building, design, and player point of view, Tony has chopped up the floor's mining regions behind the scenes, so that only entities near the affected part update when the Hearthlings mine, instead of entities near the whole area of the floor and mining region. After these changes, Hearthlings were finally able to mine out the foundation of the castle. Next, Tony noticed that it was taking them forever to place down floor tiles. Why was this? It turns out that when a Hearthling checks the blueprint to see what material they should use for a floor piece or a wall, they check the color of that piece and then cross-reference from that color to a building material. This is fine when the whole floor is one color of brown, but when there is 2 or 3 tones in that floor, they're checking all the time. To fix this, Tony now pre-calculates the material that the Hearthlings will use based on the player's selection, since you're much more likely to have a stone floor of multiple colors than drag out a floor of mixed stone and wood. The last optimization the castle inspired this week was to scaffolding. Once the floor was in, Yang saw that it was taking people a really long time to build the scaffolding for the walls. Part of the reason is that every time anyone puts a block into a wall, all the scaffolding on the structure, in this case all 230 pieces of it, tries to update itself to see if it should ask to be built taller. Yang fixed this by having the scaffolding only update if it needs to. Unfortunately, this means you will still see the Hearthling AI pause when it's time for all the scaffolding to go up one story, because at that time all the scaffolding does need to update, but perhaps you can tell yourself that it's just the Hearthlings pausing to admire their achievements so far. With all these changes, we have successfully gotten the castle to 2 stories. Even with these optimizations, each story takes a long time to build, so we'll keep hammering on it. In the meantime, A15 is now on Steam Unstable, with these and many other performance and building fixes. It is save compatible with A14, so keep loading those giant settlements and let us know how it's going for you, either here in the comments or on our dev blog at discourse.stonehearth.net. See you next week!